Hello again. Well, last week you saw me make the stepladder. This one. Let me put the camera down. And I still have to figure out what to do with the rivets. But I'll get there eventually. And you may have noticed there's a washing machine missing. I think it was about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, that I made a cardboard version of a washing machine, and I intended to make that a better version, and I removed it. It's in my other canal house now. I still have to work on that. It's going to be tricky to make, but we'll get there. But today, and this is my second canal house, so this is the Herengracht canal house. And the Herengracht is the canal in Amsterdam where the book I was talking about last week, which I received for my birthday, it's also situated in a house at the Herengracht. Here's the kitchen. And still also a work in progress, even though I made a lot of things for it already. And I've got the beautiful fridge. I love that one. And my copper. I adore copper. And today, what I thought I'd do is, I think I need a cutting board. And I've never made one. But I think I know how to do it. So, yeah. Let's try and make a cutting board. Okay, now first, let's see if I can find some wood for the cutting board. Now, I think I'd like 2 different colors. So here's some oak. This is such a nice board. I don't want to cut that off. That's nice. That's walnut, but it's a little bit thin. And what's that? Oh, that's a nice one. I think that's also walnut. That looks nice. I saw another one here. That's also walnut. Let's keep that. And not sure what that is. Could be it's quite a light wood. Annie could be oak. I don't think it's oak, but I quite like the colors together. This is a little bit thin. I've got lots of wood, and I'm just pulling out a few pieces. That's all oak back there. That's beech. That's very hard. I don't like using that. Actually, I think these 2 colors would be very nice together. Actually, I think that those 2. What else do I have here? That's cherry. That's nice as well. I like that too. I like the warm color. That might look nicer in the kitchen. I'll take these 3. Okay. Remember this one? It's a copy of Queen Mary's Dollhouse miniature record God Save the King, which was made in 1924. In 2011, I went on a trip to London where I visited Queen Mary's Dollhouse in Windsor. And a few days later, I went to Chiswick Auctions in London, where I spotted the record amongst a large lot of boxed curiosities. And of course, I bid for the lot, and I got it. It's a real record, and if you have a 78 RPM record player, it will play God Save the King. I just thought today was the perfect day to show you this. I don't think I've shown you this yet. Well, I've shown you these before because I've painted these in 2018. And this one as well, 2018. And this one in 2019. And then, of course, Corona kind of messed everything up because I was making a series of Japanesey inspired style plates. These are just, I made them up. I mean, I've used several examples and I just made up my own designs. I really like this one. And the paint was really nice that time. So the design came out really, really good. It varies. Sometimes the paint is thicker, like here. I have a piece, I really don't like it. Also messed up the design because the fish is way too far to the bottom. But you can see here the paint is much thicker and it's not as delicate as the other ones. And yeah, it's a shame. Would have been nice to have that one together with that one. But anyway, not using that one. And then this one I painted last, like I said, before Corona hit, let's just say. Because usually I go once or twice a year to Kokkie Wildschut, and then we have porcelain painting classes. Well, we do our own thing now, but of course we started learning how to do it from Kokkie. And a few weeks ago you saw me painting the rest of these, and they're supposed to be a little set with, well, either that one or that one. Actually, I painted it to match that one, but it goes very well with that one as well. So these are the balls, and now you've seen me paint them, and those, then they weren't fired yet, and now they are fired, and I was able to pick them up. I forgot to put my name on them. Oh well. Now the design is quite simple on here, and I wanted it to be simple. I didn't want too much on there. Oh, I noticed that one has a red base and this one has a blue base. But anyway, I wanted it to be a simple, quite sparse looking. I quite like that. Sometimes I'm not so fond of the very busy decorations. So, and this is supposed to be a set, so it's supposed to be like that. And then 2 vases. And then the 2 bowls. And you can see as well that because I painted it in several sessions, the color of the orange is slightly darker here than it is here, but here it matches that one again. And that depends on how you mix the paints. So, yeah. But I'm very happy with them. I really like them. So I'll have to find a space for them somewhere in the No Canal house. Some time ago, I made a shelf unit above the doors in this room. So maybe I can put them over here. I will put on a little bit of tacky wax because I'm afraid that the plates will otherwise fall down. And I still have to be careful when it's hot. It looks like a huge blob, but you won't see it once it's up there. But when it gets hot, the tacky wax will kind of, it won't melt, but it gets soft. So in the past, I've had things fall down. So it's more of a temporary thing. I should really make a little ledge on there. Okay, that one in the center, I think. Is that centered? I'm standing at a bit of a strange angle. Well, actually, when I'm standing here in front of it, it looks like it's in the center. When I'm looking at the video screen, it looks like it's off center a little bit. I think that looks better. And the bowls. Well, I think that looks okay. Yeah, I do like that. And I also like the green background. Yeah, I do like that. Now, unfortunately, I already checked. I would have liked the other ones to go on the side here, but it just a little bit too narrow. So they'll have to go somewhere else in the room. Maybe on this wall. We'll see. But I do like it. Right, so here's the wood. And I've actually found another piece of wood. And this is lime wood. And I actually prefer that to this one. So I'll take this away. And this one is a little bit thinner. And I'm going to use the ends here. So I'm going to cut them. So you're going to be seeing this. So this one is a little bit narrower, but I do like that. And at first I thought I would do a butcher block design. So I would alternate them and then glue them up and then cut them up and alternate them again. So you get like a chessboard. But I don't really like that. I like that. I do like butcher blocks, but then you need end grain and I like them in one color because I think the two colors it's a little bit busy, but I'm not going to do that for this one. This is just going to be a cutting board. And basically you can use most woods. I have a very large cutting board that was made by a friend of ours 25 years ago, and it's pine wood, and it's in use every day, and it's fine. I mean, pine is fairly soft, but it's fine, and it's a really nice cutting board. And I've actually measured the cutting board, and it's 3 centimeters. So I'll use that, divide it by 12, and then that will be the thickness of the one I'm going to make as well. Okay, so 3 centimeters or 30 millimeters divided by 12 is 2.5. So that is going to be the thickness of the board, the cutting board. And so now I'll rip these pieces of wood into 2.5 millimeter strips, and that will be the height of the board. And I'll do that with my table saw. You've seen me do that before. Right, so now I've cut them all. This one is a little bit, so they're all just at the right height, and now I can just mix them. That's fine. Going to use that. And now basically it's a matter of just gluing them up. So I've got my old gluing jig here. It's not pretty, but it's functional. Right, I've glued it all together. Then I cut the ends at a nice 90-degree angle. Then I sanded it all down, and I also sanded a nice bevel to all the edges, and that looks really good. And then I put some wax on it, and I really love it. The only thing is I did make a little bit of a mistake, and it is now a lot thinner than I wanted it to be. So I think I'll make a new one. And the other thing is that actually it's quite big for 12 scale. I mean, you can have a cutting board in all sizes, of course, but it really should be a little bit smaller. So maybe I'll just take these 3 off and then have it about that size. That's much more, much closer to the real size of my cutting boards. So I'll go and do that now. for some glue. And you only, if you glue them, of course you need to make sure that you've got them all the right way up. So that one goes like that. That. Because otherwise they won't be the same height. And as you remember, I used the 2.5 millimeters. Well, actually the second time I've made it a little bit wider, so 3 millimeters. And that's the height. So this is the height. So that's what you're seeing. And when you're gluing them, you only need to glue one side. Put glue on one side. And then glue the other one against that. Of course, you have to put glue on it first before you push it against that, except for the last one. But it's an easy process. Oh, it will stick to your fingers. And I'll just push it up against there. And as I said, I'm just using wood glue for this. So this is the last one I need to put glue on too. Push that against there. That one against there. And then give it a nice push. And on the last one I put clamps, but it was pretty difficult to keep the surface of this straight and flat, because the clamps are actually pretty big. So this time I'm just going to use my trusty magnet. I couldn't find the word. And I'm just going to put something on top of that, so, and then something heavy. And actually this has the right width, because the magnets are slightly higher than the wood, so I can't lay anything on top unless it's small enough. So I'll do that and then put something heavy on top. There. Now let that dry. Let's see. It's been a few hours. Ah, yeah. That's fine. Now I have to cut it to size and sand it and wax it. Yep. finished. So this is the final size. It's a much better size, and it's thicker too. And this is the offcut, and this could be a pot stand or something like that. Now I'll put them in the kitchen. I don't think this one will go in the kitchen because it's too big, but I'll keep it anyway. And I really enjoyed doing this. It's quite simple to do, but I enjoyed it. So I think I'll make some more of these. Now, let's go to the kitchen. I'll just put it over here. And, I don't know, the pot stand. Put it up there for now. I think it's a new cutting board. As you can see, no marks whatsoever. So let's just see if I have some knives. I think they're in here. Yep. Drawer's a bit messy. Let's see. There's a knife. There. Ready for chopping some vegetables. Well, thank you for watching. Until next time.